This story is called My Topless Roommate.
You will never make it in a big city if you don't live with others. Roommates will become part of your life. They will be your daily friends, your surrogate family, and if you're unlucky, your biggest enemy. I was blessed to have good roommates in Los Angeles. Sure, they had annoying qualities, but so did I. Mine can be saved for their autobiographies. One of my many roommates was Markel Brinkerhoff, who annoyed my friends so much with his banter. My friend Jennifer Parks used to call my landline, and somehow always missed reaching me, but not before getting stuck on the phone with Markel, who prided himself on being very, very funny. Hello, is Dan there? Oh, no, sorry, he's in Florida this week, but if you were much of a friend, you'd know that, Markel deadpanned. Jennifer didn't find his humor the least bit charming. She was always up for witty banter, but she couldn't stand leaving a message with my roommate. He could never just let someone off with a simple, "No, he's not here, I'll give him a message." It was always a comedy routine gone bad. "I'll tell him you called and that you're going to have his grandfather's baby. That'll get him to call you back," he once joshed. Jennifer was so tired of it. He always had all kinds of questions for her. "Where do you work?" he asked. "Hospital." "Are you a nurse?" "Sort of," she sighed. "Doctor." "Yeah? Well, I'm the President of the United States," Markel laughed. "Just tell him I called." "I'll tell him you're at the hospital and you want to play doctor." On and on it went. He drove her crazy. She really is a doctor. This wasn't a bit she was working on. She wanted to leave a damn message for her friend. It got to the point that when Jennifer wanted to phone me, she had to ask herself, "Can I live with the jocularity if Dan's not home?" More often than not, she just skipped it and waited for me to call her. I lived in a house in the valley during my first 9 months in LA. The owner of this shack was a decent guy named Bruce, and for that reason alone, you'd be surprised to learn that he wasn't gay. Bruce was a bodybuilder who in bygone days once reigned as Mr. Colorado. At 42, he remained devoted to personal fitness and working out diligently every morning. He had a typical bodybuilder physique, a strong upper body seemingly carved from granite, and a pair of legs resembling something made of chicken scraps. His hair belonged to another era, curly locks that landed with a light bounce on his shoulders. When a friend once asked me to describe his hair, I said, "He resembles the centurion guarding Jesus' tomb in an Easter pageant." Bruce did not like confrontation. If he ever had an issue to discuss, he left it on the answering machine. The unit had a memo button for leaving voice messages. It blinked faster than a phone voicemail. When I saw a fast blinking message on the machine, my heart skipped a beat, because it meant Bruce had left me a thought for the day. Beep. "Hey Dan, it's Bruce. Hope you're having a really great day." He opened this with the same line every time. His voice was droll and monotone. "Just wanted to let you know that you owe me $64.23 for this month's water bill. If you don't see me, you can leave a check on the counter, okay? Take care. Bruce." Just once I would have liked to hear a more proper salutation. "Cordially, Bruce," or "Best regards, Bruce." I cannot explain how funny it was to hear the man close with his name, like he was signing a handwritten letter. Beep. "Hey Dan, it's Bruce. Hope you're having a really great day. I just wanted to ask you to close the refrigerator tightly. I noticed this morning it was ajar. We don't want to waste electricity or have the food go bad. Okay, that's all I have. Take care, Bruce." "Oh, close the refrigerator door," I murmured under my breath. "Thank God for the clarification. I wasn't sure if you wanted me to leave it propped open for your convenience, but fresh food, that makes sense. Very helpful. Thanks." Bruce owned a terrifying male German shepherd named Grace. The dog wasn't exactly graceful with the tennis balls Bruce regularly fed him. Grace bit the green felt off the balls, leaving them white, alone, and nude. The remnants of tennis balls could be found on the gray carpeting in the living room, hiding in the dust balls on the hardwood floors, or peeking between blades of crabgrass in the backyard. It didn't bother me in the least. Every minute that monster devoured a ball was 1 minute he wasn't going after one of mine. Bruce liked to conserve money. Instead of turning on the air conditioning in the valley's searing summer days, he strategically positioned fans around the house to, quote, get some air flowing and some, quote, ventilation up in this joint. The living room looked like a thrift shop. Nearly everything was handed down from his sister and parents. The family had been using his house as a dumping ground for years. His dad once owned the gold-plated deer grazing on the mantel. His sister Debbie contributed couches and chairs with a floral pattern that should have stayed on the set of the Golden Palace. Fortunately, Bruce had the good taste to slip-cover this furniture with old green blankets his mom no longer needed. I'm sure some of the stuff was his, the tape deck that played NXS cassettes, the cowboy hat he wore when mowing the lawn, and the ab roller I always tripped over in the dining room. That the man couldn't throw anything away was evident in his kitchen. He displayed 2 calendars, a Thomas Kincaid wall calendar open to April of 2 years ago, and the Inspirational Day of the Week calendar on the microwave. He couldn't keep up with it. During the 9 months I lived there, he never tore off a page. Time froze on July 12, 1999. Luck meets at the intersection of preparation and opportunity. The kitchen had other treasures. A stained glass Klingon adhered to the window facing the backyard. A keychain, shaped like a rocking horse, clutched a set of keys to the storage shed. A bright red candle, last year's sole Christmas decoration, remained on the kitchen table. When someone gave him a free magnet, Bruce mounted it on the fridge. Magnets were his collection of choice. They all held a special place in his heart. This one shaped like a Hershey's chocolate. The silver-plated one featured a dolphin mid-jump. The one that was affixed to the back of a fossil. The bronze one with Cupid looking skyward. And the crucifix made from calico fabric. His favorites were the 3 cartoon magnets. One showed a comical pig screaming, "Eat!" Next to it was a puppy in a mug of beer shouting, "Drink!" The last one showed a frog standing in the shower of confetti quipping, "Be merry!" Bruce also collected toys and displayed them in his bedroom. He played zookeeper to a massive collection of stuffed animals. Nerf airplanes hung from the ceiling on fishing line. Plastic dinos sat atop a bookshelf filled with the writings of Socrates and Freud. I never understood how his boy-like qualities gelled with his professional career as a psychologist. Yes, a licensed psychologist. Did I mention that? Although Bruce had a mellow personality, I never saw him more excited than the day he returned from a yard sale across the street. He'd found a treasure, an oversized Tasmanian devil that he got for a steal. Bruce valued finding a steal over finding a mate. He never dated. He didn't go out with friends. His social calendar was limited to early morning workouts with his brother-in-law. He also made time for Tom Selleck, whose series Magnum P.I. reran daily on cable. Bruce had a peculiar fascination with Tom. He grew a similar mustache. When he went jogging, he mimicked Tom by wearing short shorts. He even had a bold collection of Hawaiian print shirts, perfect for when he lounged around the house pretending to be Tom. He never fastened more than the bottom 2 buttons of any given shirt. He loved exposing his well-defined chest, which was shaved both Sunday and Thursday nights with the precision of a Swiss clock. The shirt would come off before he arrived home from work. Bruce removed his clothing at the first stoplight he came to, kneeing the steering wheel while he ripped off his shirt, tie, and sports coat. Like the Incredible Hulk, his muscles were too vast to be constrained by fabric. On days I wasn't making minimum wage as a background extra, I was home watching Judge Judy give a slack-jawed teenager a stern lecture. Bruce walked through the front door, wearing nothing but khakis and wingtip dress shoes. "What's up?" he asked. "Hey, are you almost done watching that? In a few minutes." "I know," I responded, trying not to look at him. "I'll get out of your way." I ignored Bruce as he did the chest bounce thing bodybuilders do when trying to draw attention to their pecs. For him, it was an unconscious spasm that manifested itself minutes before Magnum came on. He was just that excited about watching Magnum. It was an involuntary tic. He was a good, middle-aged guy who had established a comfortable routine for his life. Morning workouts, a 9-to-5 job, maybe some online magnet collecting on eBay, afternoons of oogling Tom Selleck while eating big slabs of red meat, 700 sit-ups during Jeopardy, some reading before bed, and lights out at 9 p.m. Everyone has a routine. I also found out he slept with a gun in his hand under the pillow, in case an intruder broke in. Once, it went off while he was cleaning it. I sat in my room, frozen in silence, assuming the worst. Had my roommate killed himself? Would police show up to find him laying on his bed in a pool of blood trickling all over his stuffed animal friends? Bruce, I called out after 30 seconds of terrifying silence. Oh, I'm fine, he shot back. Forgot to turn the safety on. I could breathe again. But really, none of this bothered me like the shirtlessness. Partly due to my jealousy, I'm sure. His delts and traps were built like a Greek god. His back looked like a set of wings that could take flight, if the situation called for it. It annoyed me so. I should have left a message on the answering machine. Beep. Hey Bruce, it's Dan. Hope you're having a really great day. I'd like to ask that you stop exposing your defined upper body, grab a shirt or a tarp, and cover that thing up. Also, less gunshots inside the house. Sincerely yours, Dan.